Hello guys, welcome back to my humble collection room slash office. This is JP Sarri. Once again, I'm just have another review. This is a very cool review that I've been looking forward to review for quite a while. This is one of my special statues, one of the special pieces in my collection. One that I haven't seen a video review at all, and it's hard to find even reviews, written reviews online, because this is not a brand new piece. This came out for sale in 2006, and it took me a few years to find it on for the right price. Before I go into this, probably you don't know the character. The character is Brandy from the comic strip Liberty Meadows, created by Frank Cho. This storyline, if you don't know, Liberty Meadows was a comic strip that started actually as a university project for Frank Cho when he was at the University of Maryland, University Square, that's what it was called. And from that evolved into what it became Liberty Meadows. And the story of Liberty Meadows is a story of pretty much a refuge for animals, in this case crazy psycho animals that they need to be rehabilitated from all type of diseases and drug abuse and all that stuff. It is not a serious comic strip. It really makes fun of things of life, situations of life. Is very smart. As a comic strip, it was a Sunday comic strip that pretty much came out in pretty much many newspapers nationwide, and then it went. Frank Cho took it out of syndication. He went to pretty much to print it as a comic through Image Comics. If you don't know Frank Cho, he has been a great artist. He artist for many companies, for Marvel especially, with Shayna the She-Devil. He has done things for Mighty Avengers, Spider-Man, Hulk. He has done other things, even for Dynamite, the Jungle Girl. He has done creative things, and he's one of my favorite artists of recent memory, of recent years, because his art and the way that he does women is fantastic. He's one of the best women drawers out there. Before I go into the piece, let me go like I always do into the box. C.S. Moore Studios created this piece back in 2006. If you're not familiar with C.S. Moore Studio, this is the company from Clayburn Moore. He started pretty much. He's a very professional, very well-known sculptor in the medium. He started working back in the 80s, but his company started in the 90s. He's one of the first companies, actually, back in the day was called Moore Creations. One of the first companies alongside this collectibles and other companies like Bowen Designs that was creating a lot of them. Moore was doing a lot of stuff for other companies. He was not only for his studio but for his other companies, and he creates so many now iconic figures and statues that are hard to come by. He's a great sculptor. He does a lot of fox bronze and bronze sculptures that are well known internationally. Some of those pieces are grails that you're talking about on the thousands of dollars. This is a hand painted limited edition statue sculpted by Clayburn Moore, and this is a picture of this Brandy in the front. There's another picture of the back right there on that side. There's a bio here where he talks about Liberty Meadows, for those that doesn't know. Statuettes to be like companion pieces. The only one that ever came out was Ralph the bear. They never produced Leslie the frog or Dean the male chauvinist pig statuettes. They never produced those. Sadly, I don't know why. Probably there was not enough demand for those. As you can see right here, on top, this is number 596 of 1500. And after this was produced, this was a companion piece that was produced just to go along with it. And this is their little box right here, because this is not all one piece. There's two pieces that I have. This is Ralph, the major circus bear. Very beautiful. Also nice that they created this companion. Like I said, too bad that they never produced the rest of characters. But now going into the statue, this is a gorgeous statue. This character is one of my favorites per se. The beauty of her is just amazing. The way she does. Look at that face. But what I can tell you about C.S. Moore is the ability that he has to recreate women body. It's just amazing. He really knows how to do it. And one thing great about thing is that the women that he recreates in his sculpture, it's just beyond beautiful. It's just a regular woman. It's not like a skinny girl has pretty much all the curves. that we prefer. But his, look at that face. It's just amazing the way it's set up. Look at that, the beauty of the design. Even the eyes are perfectly centered. And nowadays, when you have a lot of problems with companies not really producing really quality, when you see the quality of these pieces that are almost 10 years old, that really kind of narrows it down and really tells you what our company is doing, that now that they're not doing the same thing that they used to do. When I should assume that the quality nowadays should be even better than it used to be. It seems that companies are not really giving it all. It just probably is the cause of production and all those things. And as you can see right here, you have the other characters also coming to the piece. You have, in this case, Truman, the dog. Truman always suffers from some kind of like fear of everything. He's very respectful. He calls every person, calls him sir or ma'am, but he's very afraid. But he's one of the funny characters in the story, very funny. And this is his best friend, Oscar, the dog, the winter dog. He is hilarious. He doesn't talk, he just barks. He does all the dog sounds, but he is so smart. And they created in the strip, there's a lot of adventures that they go along together. But look at the piece. It's just amazing. You can see the color, you can see everything that was being used. All the little detail makes this piece so outstanding compared to others. And for the time being, you look at this, the mushrooms, the wild mushrooms, and the rock where he is Truman standing, and the grass and the field. To be honest, the piece still has a lot of, still, I'm not going to tell you that the paint is the same as it is nowadays, but for the time, it was just fantastic. Look at this log and all the detail. It really looks like a real fallen log, and all the moss that has grown, all the mushroom that has grown around it. It's just amazing that how vivid the leaves are, the color that was being used. There's a small detail. I like the way the skin is done. All the skin on her, it's one piece. Most pieces of that time, like 10 years ago, they were all one piece. They didn't have you didn't see as many pieces where everything came separated. That was something more recent. And you can see bases and other parts, and you have to kind of put all things together. It was just one single piece. The only one will be Ralph, but that's because you bought it separate just to add it as part of a diorama. But as you can see, the color, I'm still amazed about the paint application that was used, even though still you can see the decay. Well, not decay, but that this paint application is not used anymore. You can see the age of the piece in reality because of the paint. You really mesmerized by the quality of it, how well it was done, the shading that was done. There's shading, proper shading. The color of the skin looks very natural, very well. And after a piece that almost 10 years old, still looks magnificent. And that face is just gorgeous. Just the face, it really looks fantastic. The lips, the paint application on the lips, there's no, this is how paint application should be done. This is based on actually on a cover, one of the comics that came out, I think the second or the third, I don't remember well, but I'll have probably a picture of that cover in the video on the introduction, or probably at this time, I don't know yet, but we'll have that for you to compare. And you can see the beauty of it. And this one has something that actually, you can see that little butterfly that is just right there. This butterfly actually really it really is one of beautiful addition to this piece. But if I want to be honest with you, mine came broken, and that's something that happens with a lot of these pieces. There was very infamous about the box that I already showed you. The box was not as great in really packing this, and this became a project for me for a while where I have to fix it. And you can see right there, this came broken into different parts, so I have to glue all together, and in some cases I have to apply some paint. If you really look close, you're gonna see the little problems with it right there. As you can see, maybe you can see the line between across, but I have to glue all that, and I have to paint it back again, the black lines and the yellow line, just to to make it work again, to look like it was supposed to. Even the finger was broken, and you can see the line right there, and I have to glue it and paint it. I'm not the best painter, but it was a nice project for me to do, and I fixed it. There were other problems, as you can see right here. I don't know if you can see it, but in the leg it was busted. It wasn't cut completely, but it was just a scratch right there, like a cut in half, and it was still hanging. Truman was pretty much still standing still very well, and that really showcases the ability of Clayburn, of the statues, of the quality of the material they give you. They give you real good material on this piece. I fixed it and I painted. And Ralph, like I said, very nice. I think I like the pretty much Ralph. I like that this was introduced. It's beautiful. I bought this separate, of course, and as you can see right there, he is a funny character. Always in trouble with Leslie the Frog because they're close friends. And as you can see, Liberty Meadows, the Ralph the Bear, number 133 of 800. Only 800 made. It's a gorgeous piece. I'm really glad of this piece. You can see even in the hair there's some highlights of purple or blue. The highlights, the technique that was used that really gives a lot of beauty to her black hair. Brandy's always been one of my favorite characters. One of the beautiful woman. I don't know, I'm a Latino man, I'm Hispanic, so I really like women with black hair and, with dark hair like mine and, a little olive skin and some features that to me are womanly. The figure that Cho, Frank did on her was just amazing in the comic strip. He did such a great job. And Clayburn Moore did such an amazing job when he created this statue because it's the clear image of Brandy in the comic strip and the comic book. It's just amazing. It's just tremendous. The way, the quality of what he did, the pose, everything. He did such a fantastic job on this piece that even after all these years and many years to come, it will continue to be, pretty much really a great piece, really a grail that is hard to come by for this amazing company. Now let me just go into some comparisons so you can see this piece in real size. This is totally, it stands like 13 inches tall, so it's like a 1/6 scale, but let me see how well it compares to other pieces. Alright, as always, Captain America is my trusted friend to do this comparison so he can really show you the scale. This is what we now call a 1/6 scale. That truly is not totally a 1/6 scale. It's a little shorter than the real 1/6 scale, but has become pretty much the norm between Bowen and Kotobukiya, and actually Kotobukiyas are larger, as I specified before, than Bowen. But looking at the scale, it's pretty much almost in the same size. The truth is with this piece, with Brandy, is that it is pretty much, being the case that there's no many pieces to go along with it, just in this case, Ralph the Bear, there's not really too many other pieces, and it's such a beautiful eye-catcher piece. Look at that face, is just amazing compared to Captain America. It really takes over the room over any other piece. So that's something that probably you have to display by herself. You have to display it in a place where everybody can see it. And I'm telling you, everybody's gonna turn around and everybody's gonna ask about it because she is beautiful. She is such a beautiful statue. So as you can see, that's the comparison. That's pretty much how well compare how tall she is compared to other 1/6 scales like Bowen of Kotobukiya. Now, if you are really asking yourself, or you want to know exactly how well this statue will compare with 1/10 scale pieces, like in this case the CoverGirl DC Universe line, based on the art of Adam Hughes, and as you can see right here is Power Girl. Pretty much one of the it was a beautiful piece, one of the best lines in my opinion that has produced DC Collectibles. I haven't never really reviewed this line or review any of these pieces. Eventually I will. But here you can see a comparison. Here you put this together, you can see how tall Brandy is. In reality, like, Brandy needs to be displayed by herself. This is a wonderful piece. I'll review it eventually. But as you can see the piece, how well it compares. How the size, so that really tells you that they're not comparable in size. So if you have to display Brandy, you're going to have to find a place just for herself. All I can really tell you about this piece is that it's just amazing. It is my favorite piece in my collection, favorite than any other thing. Just the beauty of it. I can look at it constantly, and I do. And every time I'm amazed by the sculpture, I'm amazed by the work that was done. She's very curvaceous. Everything is beautiful about her. You cannot really say it. And I honestly would like to see more statues. I like to see more stuff for Brandy. I would like to see more new comic strips coming out. That's something that I cannot decide. It's not Like I talk to other friends of mine that are into comics and into all this industry. We know that it's difficult times. Big companies are the ones pulling the industry, and trying to survive is tough, even for small writers. Mostly when you own your own comic, some people say it's the way to go. That's what we're gonna see in the future. It probably, yes, it is, but also it is not that easy task. It's just a hard way to go for a lot of these creators that force them to go into other industries to put the work in other projects, or for big, in this case, publishers like Marvel or DC, because there's not really a way for them to really to survive, and there's not really investment for what they do, mostly in this digital era, age where everything is digital, and that's not like it used to be. Regardless of all that, I personally like Liberty Meadows. I like Brandy, and I will probably eventually in the near future I will review some of that material for you to see, and to get more versed into that if you're not familiar with this statue. Probably I'm gonna have some links in the description below to CS Moore Studios website, so you can get more familiar with their work. If you're not familiar with the sculpture from Clayburn Moore, that way you can know exactly what they have and what they offer, so you know more about this company. I also probably have a description, or in the description I will have a link to, in this case, Frank Cho or Liberty Meadows website. That way you get more familiar with this storyline and this comic. That is one of those gems, I think, hidden gems of the modern era that most people, I think personally, should read. Mostly comic readers should read. I think it's a great read, and it's a great comic book. Very smart, very makes fun of life, and uses a lot of things from the pop culture and stories and comics and books all combined together, and it's just amazing. It's an amazing story. This is a beautiful piece, like I said before, wonderful made. Like I said before, mine has some defects that I fix, and I'm just happy with that. It's a great looking piece. Always amazed. Look at the face is magnificent. The sculpture is magnificent. Everything, the characters are there. It's just quirky. It's beautiful. It's just everything that you would like to see on a Liberty Meadow, on a Brandy Carter book story. It's just fantastic, and I'm just glad that I own this grail that I looked for years. I was not able to, and finally one day, I had the chance to own it. If you're looking for a piece, it might take a while, but you just keep looking and searching, and you'll find it eventually on eBay, on any other website, or even in the forum. Somebody will sell you a piece that you're looking for. So have patience. For those that are young in this pretty much hobby, have patience. Work hard, look around, make friends, and you'll be able to find what you're looking for eventually. So that's one of the funnest part of this hobby. So thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate the time. I'm filming this video in the midst of the holiday season, so I want to say to all of you, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Enjoy the holidays with your family, and thank you for being my friend. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. More stuff is coming to you, more books. I haven't really reviewed many books lately, but I will continue doing that because I have a lot of material that I would like to share with other people, and continue reviewing statues, and continue reviewing other things. So we'll see what this new year will bring. So thank you for watching once again, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and leave your comments below, and I'll see you in the next review. God bless. Thank you for watching.
So close your eyes, but don't dream too